Hello, internet friends. I had a curiosity that I needed to pursue. I wanted to know what art looked like through the centuries. That was one question I had in my head. And I wanted to know how it related to male and female relationships. I mean, we can't go back too far in history and know exactly how people were feeling or what they were thinking. But through the art, let's see what we can imagine. So the 21st century, I see a lot of chaos and I feel stress. That there's just like no rhyme or reason and just too much going on, way too busy. And here we have the 20th century. Still we have a lot of chaos, a lot of just not really following any rules, just kind of sloppy in my mind. And I feel stress when I see the 20th century artwork, but not as much as the 21st century. And then here we are at the 19th century. And to me, this is more what I'm familiar with, and I like it. It has some formal pictures, it has some informal pictures. I think it depicts more of the day-to-day existence of people. And this is stuff that I would have hanging on my wall. I think this stuff is pretty popular and a lot of people still are purchasing it, even though they're recreations. Oh, I found this one here of a non-American type person. Just trying to figure out why these show up in the European art searches. And just SJWs just make up websites and they add keywords so that the search picks it up. I thought it was Google or DuckDuckGo or something like that at first that were altering the searches, but it's not. I don't think it is. I think it's just people out there who make up websites, STWs that make up websites, and then they have keywords that the search engine picks up. All right, let's look at the 18th century. All right, now as I look at this, wow, look how formal that is. People were so formal back then. I wonder two things when I look at this. One, was society a lot better then because people were wealthier and they could dress up? Or was it just a show? People were really struggling and they needed this kind of inspiration. It's kind of hard to say, I wasn't there. But the artwork is just beautiful from the 18th century. And if you look at through all of these, you'll notice that the 18th century is the most formal and glamorous and glitzed up in comparison. Here we have the 17th century. Now you see a lot of Victorian sort of, stiff collars. Nope, I don't know how that got in there. The wigs. Still got the wigs. Oh, and then this was a Huffington Post article. Like I said, just people sneaking in keywords or sneaking in pictures to so the search engines will pick them up and anyway, confuse people when they're looking things up. Here we go, the 16th century. If I could only type. All right. Now this is completely different. There's Jesus and Last Dinner. Very religious. We were very religious back then. That one, I don't know. Let's see here. And it was not nearly as formal and glamorous as the 18th century. And let's wrap it up by looking at the 15th century art. What I'm noticing here is the colors are really dark, and the drawing is not as detailed as the 18th century. The 18th century is like gay and bright, and the 16th and 15th century artwork seems to be a little bit darker and more depressing, a lot more religious. All right, internet friends, thanks for watching.